Lui, c'est Penn Badgley, alias Joe le stalker sociopathe de la série You sur Netflix. Tout le monde adore son personnage, un peu trop peut-être, ce qui le rend pas vraiment simple à jouer.
There are times that I enjoy him. There are times that it is fun and liberating. But overall, no.
Il nous raconte.
Villains are bad people, let's say. You know, depending on how we look at it, like they must have a narrower view of humanity. They have a smaller heart, a smaller mind. Doesn't mean that they can be brilliant, but everything actually, if you're bad, truly, should be smaller. So it's like putting on a tight suit. And I find that I even have back problems by the middle of a season, partly just because of the boots that he wears. And how still I have to be all the time. It's amazing how I will go to work, and it's like I would be curious how many calories I burn. Like, it would almost be in the negative. I go to work, I don't say anything, and I don't move. Sometimes it's just like staring. When I'm doing the voiceover, I only have to have a minimal consideration for the pacing of the scene. For the most part, I just do what I feel and what I want, and give them a lot of different variations, and they piece it together in editing. And then with Joe, I'm not really thinking about the voiceover in the same way either. You know, I'm not trying to connect them. I think that just naturally happens. So that is kind of fun and liberating. You know, just like doing two different things at once.
I believe in love at first sight.
I found him really, I think, by episode 6 of season 1, because that episode had the most voiceover. I had a lot of scenes where I really had no speaking whatsoever. And then, of course, there's this season where, if you notice the trailer for part 1 of season 4, I have one very short line, which I think is like, "You're wrong about me," and then the rest of the entire thing is voiceover and me looking very grim or something. So I'm always doing more of it and always refining it. And I think always finding new things to play with. It's probably my favorite part of the show. I've had to move every season, so sometimes my family's able to come with me, sometimes they're not. So it's even isolating in that sense. I wake up at 5 in the morning, come home at probably 10 at night. Like, the hours are long, so it's just a whole experience. It is quite isolating. Rehearsal is very specific part of the process for me, where I need to have some fun, you know? I need to, and so I actually ad-lib a lot with the thoughts and rehearsals, which I hope at the end of the day everybody enjoys. So because it is isolating, I do actually try to have a lot of fun on set. I had been waiting for years, thinking, you know, I'm interested in getting on TikTok, but it really just has to be the right moment, the right thing. And Taylor put that record out, and that song just seemed to be perfect, you know? I think everybody in my position, which is to say somebody who's got some degree of fame, and if you're telling stories, and if they're to young people, I think everybody, you have a responsibility. Whether or not you acknowledge it or do anything with it is another thing, but everybody's got a responsibility. We all have a social responsibility to each other. I think I was a bit surprised to see just how much people were leaning into, like, how hot they thought his controlling tendencies are, you know, that kind of. And of course, I know a lot of these people were saying it tongue-in-cheek, and so I was trying to be tongue-in-cheek back. It's always been a bit tongue-in-cheek. But at the same time, we know that it's troubling.
Konbini!